Well, I gotta admit, I did not see Respawn Entertainment dropping a free-to-play hero shooter / battle royale game last week, but here we are. Apex Legends takes a bunch of elements from a handful of popular games, but is it any good? Or is it just chasing trends aimlessly? Keeping in mind the fact that this game is liable to change drastically over time, let's take a look at Apex Legends in its first weeks. So, Apex Legends is basically a televised sport set in the Titanfall universe, featuring Apex PMC mercenaries turned sports stars as they battle it out to become champions. As far as narratives in multiplayer games go, it's not half bad. It gives us a little more world-building lore within the Titanfall franchise, which I'll never turn down, and also gives us a cast of fairly interesting and varied legends to choose from. Unlike most Battle Royale games, Apex Legends doesn't give players a customizable blank slate to play as, instead opting for a more Overwatch or Black Ops 4 style hero shooter approach. Off the bat, you have 6 legends to choose from, with 2 that you can unlock later with in-game or premium currency, and while they all have the same basic movement and shooting controls, they each have unique special, passive, and ultimate abilities. Whether giving you a grappling hook to increase your mobility, a dome shield that blocks all gunfire, or smoke grenades for more tactical zone control, these abilities manage to make every legend feel unique without any one feeling more overtly powerful than the others. Same goes for the passive abilities, though I will say some ultimates definitely feel more immediately useful than others. Take for example Gibraltar or Bangalore, who have different flavors of airstrikes on offer, compared to Pathfinder, who creates a permanent zipline for everyone to use. Certainly helpful in its own way, but it sure isn't an airstrike. I do like that despite having their own unique gimmicks, every legend plays the same at a base level. It means that whether you're playing Lifeline the healer or Gibraltar the tank, you're still able to be your team's primary damage dealer if you're good enough. The fast-paced, tight shooting of Titanfall is just as satisfying as ever, and having to procure all your weapons, attachments, and gear in-game is as exciting as it is in any Battle Royale style shooter. Though it is a Titanfall spin-off, you won't find quite the same mobility options on display in Apex Legends. It's still quite fast, and you do have an incredibly satisfying downhill slide as well as some wall scrambling ability, but you won't find wall running here. On the one hand, I fucking love Titanfall's wall running and would kill for that in every game, but on the other, Apex Legends Battle Royale trappings might feel a bit too hectic with people wall running and double jumping across a far more open map. And as far as Battle Royales go, Kings Canyon is a pretty solid varied map with plenty of different biomes and lots of verticality. There are plenty of ziplines as well as huge slopes to slide down, and it's dotted with countless supply drops and respawn points. No, I didn't misspeak, Apex Legends is a Battle Royale game with respawns, and frankly I think it's a fantastic addition. No one likes loading into a game only to get screwed over by poor luck and weapon spawns without some kind of second chance. The catch being that if you find yourself downed and your teammates can't revive you, they have to take the banner off of your corpse and transport it to a respawn point for you to get back in the game. Now, as crucial as team play is to the respawn mechanic, I do find it kind of disappointing that there isn't a solo or duo mode to be found in the game. I generally don't want to feel like I'm letting complete strangers down by being awful. But on the bright side, Apex Legends does feature a pretty comprehensive system for play without voice chat. With it, you're able to ping locations, items, environmental features like doors and ziplines, and even request ammo or health items. The game even features speech-to-text options for the hearing impaired, or the people who don't want mouth breathers with microphones ruining their experience. Beyond the potential for screaming 12-year-olds with headsets, Apex Legends sounds pretty great. You can generally hear most firefights within a decent distance, and the character's dialogue is clear and concise, enabling Apex Legends' fantastic ping system in the process. And even outside of the game's mechanics, each character's dialogue conveys so much personality. They might not appear as instantly memorable as, say, the heroes in Overwatch, but I'd say each legend has some degree of charm on their own, and visually I think their designs are pretty solid. I could easily see any of these characters as a boss character in Titanfall 3, when that eventually happens. Please God, let this happen. As I said before, the map itself is pretty interesting too. It's littered with gigantic skeletons and rundown facilities, and it really has a lot of personality on its own. The environment is vibrant and colourful in places, with plenty of cool details like the in-world banners that display the current game's champion, whose death awards bonus XP, and it certainly doesn't hurt that the game runs at a consistent 60 FPS. In fact, as far as the game's performance goes, I've only ever noticed some slight texture pop-in, as well as the odd disconnection or particularly laggy game, though for the most part it's been quite smooth. Kind of astonishing considering how many premium multiplayer games you see get released after exhaustive network tests that still have severe online issues. Apex Legends launched out of nowhere, and it's been pretty smooth to be honest. That isn't to say that I don't have some gripes with the game. Its free-to-play nature means that microtransactions are a no-brainer, and I don't actually have an issue with that. What I do have an issue with is the fact that there isn't a lot of great cosmetic items on offer, and the ones that are must be accessed via loot boxes, or in-game currency that's doled out at random. Each character has a ton of skins on offer, but for every cool looking one there's about 10 simple palette swaps. And like I said, unless you get the cool shit via loot box, you are going to be grinding out in-game currency for a while. Also, there are two different types of in-game currency. One can be used to buy skins and is pretty hard to come by, and the other is awarded via level up and can be used to buy the game's 2 locked characters as well as a variety of skins promoted as timed offers. But most of these are gun skins, and who wants custom guns when you have to pick them up fresh every time you drop into the game? I will say, I like that I can buy the characters with in-game currency, though it does take a while to get the asking price. It isn't unreasonable. I mean, Apex Legends is a free game, but I think it's a bit much when your level up loot boxes can give you cosmetics for these characters that you haven't even unlocked yet. That is fucking annoying. But even with these gripes, I really do enjoy the game. Small touches like character selection order to avoid doubling up on legends, or a jump master choosing drop zones and guiding the team there are just really cool ideas on top of a very entertaining free game. This is free. That's nuts. All that was free back in my day was fucking RuneScape and MapleStory. With all that said, Apex Legends is excellent. Take that with a grain of salt though. For a free game, this is excellent, though there are some drawbacks. The lack of solo or duo modes is disappointing, and the customization options on offer range from boring to bizarre, with stat trackers thrown into the mix to increase the amount of stuff you can get in a loot box that isn't worth anything. Also, only being able to purchase select items without gambling on a loot box is kinda trash. But the shooting is tight, the gameplay is fast, and the characters are really neat. And with an entry price of fucking nothing, it's hard to not recommend this.